touching down at Kabul International Airport exactly 1 year after the Taliban takeover.
Hey, send them down. I'm going to take them.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
In August 2021, we were pulled off an evacuation flight by 2 American soldiers who took us down to the tarmac as Afghan employees of the World Bank boarded the evacuation aircraft. We walked past empty immigration counters into a whole new world, one in which the Taliban was now in control. Or so it seemed, because the group had no experience of governing, and that inexperience showed. Young, poorly trained Taliban recruits struggling to control the tens of thousands of desperate Afghans trying to get into the airport to escape with the withdrawing Americans. 1 year later, life and traffic seems to have returned to normal outside Kabul International Airport, and the Taliban seem to be managing both people and the flow of traffic much better than they did last year. An estimated 120,000 Afghans evacuated from inside the airport a year ago, and while some were able to leave this country on Allied and NATO aircraft, many more were left behind. We met an interpreter for US Special Forces who was trying to get out of Kabul.
Open minds.
A year on, and he's still here, with an estimated 500 other interpreters and their families who he says are all in hiding.
Right. I just feel I'm not safe. I'm not safe. My family is not safe because if they are every day protest in Kabul, they burn the American flags, and everything. So if they know that they are allies from the American peoples or interpreters with the US Special Forces, they are not let me to, alive. I'm sure about that.
So what are the Taliban's priorities?
It is very tough. It is very difficult.
Sohaib Saeed, former commander of the Taliban suicide squad, or Badri 313, whom we met last year, says revenge is no longer a priority for the Taliban movement.
Working as a mujahid or as a freedom fighter, it is easier, and the responsibilities circle is very short. And when you come to a government and you're enrolling with people, you're asserting that you are an acceptable government. So it is very tough, and the responsibility is very big.
The Taliban seem to have realized that it takes more than brute force to change society. But faced with economic catastrophe, rising unemployment, and the threat of Daesh attacks, it won't be easy for the group to resist the use of force. Ali Mustafa, TRT World, Kabul, Afghanistan.